In today's fast-paced world of takeout and convenience, it's really easy to forget the culinary wisdom that's passed down through generations. Now, our next guest suggests we take a step back in time, dust off Grandma's cooking books and rediscover the budget-friendly meals of the 1920s. With rising food costs, finance expert Chris Foster-Ramsay believes vintage recipes are a practical solution to modern-day budgeting challenges while serving up hearty, home-cooked meals. Good morning. Have I summed that up?
Exceptionally well. Good morning, by the way.
Yeah, good morning. So bring back Grandma's cookbooks. What inspired you to look to the past for solutions to today's food costs?
Well, we were doing a bit of house clean out, and in one of the rooms, in one of the bookshelves in the corner, was this set of cooking books. Amongst them was Cookery the Australian Way, which I think is a rite of passage to anyone cooking in Australia from the 1900s onwards. And in the corner was this sort of handwritten notebook along with these other vintage cookbooks, and I opened them and I was inspired to find what had been done in the past.
Good on you, because I don't strike you as a person sitting up to a ham, steak and pineapple or some lamb's fry and bacon.
Look, I tell you what, can I read you the menu we had that night?
Yes, please.
All right, so we had Scotch eggs with vegetables, followed by a pineapple upside-down cake with ice cream, along with some freshly squeezed orange juice from the garden.
So how much did that cost you compared to what you might normally put on the kitchen table?
Oh, like maybe 20%.
Really?
Yeah, cheap as. So we had the eggs in the fridge. We bought some mince, which is, you pay for that. Pineapple, a can of tinned pineapple. We had all the, the staple cooking ingredients and the ice cream in the cupboard. So there really wasn't really much of an outlay, but gee, it was good. It was good, was it?
I love that you put your money where your mouth is. So are there other recipes that you're going to try?
Yeah, look, there's a few there. I'm going to stick away from the tripe and the more traditional calf head soup, but tea cakes and just run-of-the-mill old stuff you just don't hear of anymore.
I love a tea cake, actually. Oh, where you spread butter on it while it's hot and then the cinnamon over the top.
Oh, how good.
Very good. Now, you mentioned, well, I think I did, that cooking was all about resourcefulness. Yeah. What, when you were flicking through those books, were some of the techniques that you thought, okay, we can apply this to 2025 for families to help make their meals stretch further?
Yeah, look, I think it was just more about being resourcefulness. So using every part of the shop, using staple ingredients to really go back to budget busting techniques. And, what I mean by that is instead of rushing out to the shops to buy, for example, a pre-baked tea cake because you don't have time, is it something you can work into your evening routine to bake and have that sort of touch of creativeness in the evening. Now, probably 80% of people would say, nah, I'd still just go to the shops and buy the cake. But I think it comes down to if really cost cutting is needed in the family budget, then there are certainly ways that have been done in the past when things had to be a lot more resourceful, 50 or 100 years ago to make ends meet.
So as a finance expert, you truly believe cooking from scratch and repurposing leftovers can help families with their budgets in a way that prepackaged foods just can't do?
Well, I think it comes down to how much effort you want to put in. I think that if you need to cut the cloth, then, the cloth gets cut. And I think that's a creative way to be able to do that.
You're lucky that you've got an orange tree in your backyard. How lovely is that to have fresh orange juice?
Oh, it's amazing. And then, the lemon tree and the lime tree next to it. And people say, oh, yeah, he's full of it. But no, we do. We really, through our kids have really learnt through growing their own veggies and where their food comes from is a big deal in our house to the point that, last year we partnered with a beef farmer and bought half an animal. So, we really do put our money where our mouth is with that stuff.
Do you think that outside of the finances, what could we learn from these vintage cookbooks beyond just saving money? Do they connect us to our past and our families, Chris?
Oh, I think so. For example, in those books that I found, there was a group of friends that would regularly share recipes and get together and talk about how resourceful they were being and, share the really yummy stuff. And I think that, modern day cookbooks by, celebrity chefs leave a lot of the generational things recipes that are passed down from generation to generation, like Scotch eggs, which I'd never known existed before I met my wife. Things like that are really yum and really nice.
Yeah, I think that's great that you've found those books in a family, a clean out of your family home, and you've thought, hey, there's something in this.
For sure.